Week 9 is here. Week 9, scouting bets here. Week 8 is over. It is Thursday. We have Eagles, Texans today. Loving my Eagles right now. They're killing it right now. Destroyed the Steelers last week, but short week. Eagles versus Texans. Opening a line on this game was -9 Eagles. It blew up to 13.5. That line on a short week, it's too high. I missed that -9. There's a few people I know that got that early line. I mean, you did good. Eagles -9 against the Texans. Texans, one of the worst teams in the league right now. Eagles should I think they're going to destroy them, but on a short week, I'm just not too certain about taking 13.5 on a Thursday night game on the road. That just seems a little too high. But hey, if you want to tease that down, go ahead. But I'm actually not messing with that Eagles-Texans games Thursday. I mean, Eagles money line is -900. I just don't see the real profitability right now. It's just a little, I missed it. It's a little too late. But Eagles will win that game. I don't know if they cover a 13.5 point spread on the road on a short week. You never know. In this NFL, anything can happen, and a lot of crazy things have been happening. But Eagles definitely should win that game. I don't see the Texans upsetting them, but 13.5 spreads just seems just a little way too high for me right now. But these are all of the rest of the games for Sunday. We have here all the spreads, all of the games here for Sunday. So let me just get into one of my first tickets that I'm taking for this week, which is the Dolphins have been solid for me pretty much all season long. I love the Dolphins right now. As long as Tua is healthy, the Dolphins play really well. It's just a different game when he's in the game. And they're facing the Bears right now. I get it. The Bears started within the last couple of weeks. They have been playing better. I get it. They put up 29 points against the Cowboys, which is pretty impressive because the Cowboys have a really strong defense. But at the end of the day, they still lost by 20 to the Cowboys. Really love the Dolphins there. But mind you, I get it. The Bears do now have Chase Claypool. I mean, Claypool's a nice wide receiver, but at the end of the day, I don't think one wide receiver is going to change the game that much for the Bears. I think the Dolphins have the best wide receiver duo in the league right now. Tyreek Hill has more offensive yards than a lot of teams in the NFL combined. And he's just one player. So, like I said, when Tua is healthy, I love the Dolphins. Dolphins were -5. I bought a point just in case. I don't know why I did, but something told me, hey, buy a point on that one. And then, as you guys know, I took the Packers here. I get it. The Packers, they kind of suck right now. They lost, four? They lost 4 games in a row, to some teams that they definitely should not have lost to. But I do not think they will lose 5 games in a row. They pretty much, if they want to survive this season in any way and, try to turn the ball around, they need to get this win against the Detroit Lions. The Lions, yes, another team that does play teams tough, but at the end of the day, they find a way to still lose. The Lions still lose games, so I think this is just one of those. I'm taking the Packers because I think they're simply just due for a win. There's a big debate. Are teams due for a win? I did that earlier in the season, and, at one point the Raiders were due for a win, and they got it. But I think, losing 4 games in a row, the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, you got to, build something on this one. I'm taking Packers -3. That's my first 2-teamer right there. But I mostly do love the Dolphins, even with Claypool. I think the Dolphins are still way too much, for the Bears. And simplest bet that I'm doing for the week is I'm just simply going to take the Vikings over the Commanders. Vikings, I think, is just way too much for the Commanders. Heineke's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's not the best quarterback. Injuries to the Commanders. I think the Vikings is just way too much. -3.5. I'm all over that. I'm taking the Vikings all day against the Commanders. And for me, once again, betting against the Commanders has been very profitable for me. So I'm just sticking with that. Simple, straight bet right there. Bought a half a point. Vikings -3 against the Commanders. I think, Jefferson should have a big day, especially if the Vikings go up big early. It's over. They just simply don't have Scary Terry. He's good, but that's all they have. They don't have enough. I don't think they have the right core. The Commanders are not set up to be a dominant team, in the league. And the Vikings can run on them. They can throw on them. And I think that's a game that they should cover by a field goal. It actually should be more. So when I saw a 3.5, a couple threes out there, I'll take the Vikings all day with that spread against the Commanders. Commanders have been struggling. They're playing tough. They're not quitting, but I think it's just simply when you have injuries and the talent, the Vikings just have way too much there. But those are my first two tickets. Definitely need the Vikings to come through for me this week. Definitely the biggest ticket, put in $650 out there. And I have my final ticket here for all the teasers. So this is basically just a teaser card. I know a lot of people on here love to see the teasers. So this is what I have here for all the teaser guys. Rams plus 10, Seahawks plus 9, Falcons plus 10.5, and Bills minus 5.5. So I'm mostly taking the extra points. Tease down the Bills, of course. Listen, the Bills have been blowing teams out when they can. Jets lost their starting running back, Breece Hall, who's probably going to be Rookie of the Year. Bills minus 5.5 versus the Jets. Zach Wilson, never was a big fan of him as a quarterback. He definitely is going to make some mistakes. He's going to throw a couple interceptions. I think Bills easily cover a minus 5.5. Now, Jets team, they do have a pretty good defense. They have been getting a good pass rush also. But the Bills, listen, Bills are Super Bowl bound. They're a Super Bowl bound team. Them and the Chiefs are definitely Super Bowl bound. And, that's an easy pick for me. And with the Falcons, listen, the Falcons are in first place. Who would have thought the Falcons would be in first place right now? But they are in first place right now. And you got to remember, early in the season, they were covering the spread. I think I lost track, but I think they covered maybe 5, 6 spreads in a row. Falcons been playing teams tough. They just got that win last week versus the Panthers in overtime. The Falcons do not go away. And listen, the Chargers have been pretty much they've been disappointing this season. I picked them to be, a little bit better than the season. I thought they were a Super Bowl bound team, but injuries kind of decimated them as well. And they kind of been underperforming all season. And I like what the Falcons are doing. They do not quit. They fight. Their defense isn't the best, but they hang around games and they make big plays. So I definitely like the Falcons there, plus 10.5. They've only lost one game big, so I like that 10.5 against a Chargers team that's really hurt by injuries. And the Seahawks, another team that's just killing it right now. Seahawks plus 9. I love the Seahawks plus 9, especially against an Arizona team that we all know home field advantage doesn't really matter with that team because they still lose a lot of games at home. Seahawks plus 9, the first place Seahawks. And then Rams. I'm taking the Rams because, I'm down on Brady. A guy just can't cover his spread right now. Same thing. They're a team that hasn't shown the ability to blow anybody out. So I'm taking Rams plus 10. Rams coming off a loss also. But so far, these are just my 3 tickets. I'm keeping that at this. I'm not putting any more tickets out for the week. But this is it. Definitely the main ticket I want, of course, is I need the Vikings. I'm a big Vikings fan this week, but Scouting Bets, these are my tickets for the week. Let me know what you think. That's my teaser there. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your bets are for the week. Scouting Bets, please like and subscribe.